Have you ever stayed in a relationship where you felt invisible, unheard, or diminished? Have you ever found yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, bending your standards, or sacrificing your peace just to keep someone else comfortable? Maybe it's love, maybe it's friendship, maybe it's family, but deep down, you know something isn't right. And here's the truth most people ignore. The quality of your relationships is a reflection of the respect you have for yourself. Without self-respect, love becomes compromise, friendship becomes obligation, and every connection carries the risk of pain. When you don't honour yourself, others can't honour you either. It's that simple. Self-respect is invisible yet tangible. It's the quiet voice inside that says, I am worthy. I will not settle for less than I deserve. My time and energy have value. And when that voice is strong, it sets the tone for everything else in your life. It dictates how you allow people to treat you, how you demand accountability, and how you interact with the world. Without it, even the most loving intentions can be twisted into disappointment. You may attract people who are selfish, manipulative, or emotionally unavailable. You may tolerate disrespect, tolerate inconsistency, and accept behaviours that undermine your worth simply because you've never fully anchored yourself in self-respect. So how do you recognise that self-respect is missing? You notice patterns of compromise that leave you drained. You notice a constant need for reassurance. You notice that despite love or effort, you are not being treated as you deserve. You may feel small in ways that shouldn't exist, unheard in ways that shouldn't be tolerated, or invisible when you should be celebrated. And this isn't about ego. This isn't about arrogance or selfishness. Self-respect is about integrity. It is about alignment between who you are, what you value, and what you accept from others. It's the invisible foundation that supports every meaningful relationship in your life. Without it, everything else is built on sand. Philosophically, self-respect has been considered essential for human flourishing for centuries. Aristotle believed that the cultivation of virtue and dignity within oneself is the prerequisite for meaningful engagement with others. To respect yourself is to demand honesty, trust, and mutual regard in every relationship, romantic, familial, professional, or platonic. Self-respect manifests in many ways. It is the ability to say no without guilt, to walk away from what diminishes you, to insist on honesty and loyalty. It is setting boundaries and holding them, even when it's uncomfortable. It is refusing to apologize for existing, for needing space, or for prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. The absence of self-respect, on the other hand, creates patterns of compromise that often lead to pain. You may stay with someone who belittles you because you fear being alone. You may tolerate dishonesty because confrontation feels risky. You may overextend yourself because your needs have been silenced or ignored for too long. And the more this happens, the more your sense of self erodes, making it even harder to attract meaningful, respectful connections. The motivational truth is simple. If you want your relationships to be healthy, you must first respect yourself. It's not optional, it's not negotiable, and it begins with self-awareness. You must recognize your worth, know your boundaries, and refuse to accept less than what honors you. Once you anchor yourself in self-respect, you'll notice a transformation. Your relationships change naturally. People respond differently when they sense that you will not compromise your integrity. You stop attracting those who drain you and start attracting those who uplift, challenge, and honor you. You engage in partnerships based on equality, mutual respect, and shared values, not fear, dependency, or manipulation. It's not always easy. Upholding self-respect may challenge long-standing patterns, provoke conflict, or even require walking away from people you care about. But every step you take in asserting your worth reinforces your internal compass, clarifies your boundaries, and strengthens your capacity for authentic connection. And self-respect doesn't just protect you from harm, it enriches you. It gives you confidence, peace, and clarity. It allows you to love without losing yourself. It empowers you to communicate honestly, engage fearlessly, and live authentically. When you respect yourself, you teach others how to respect you. You set a standard that cannot be ignored, diminished, or negotiated away. Consider the paradox. Many people seek love desperately, yet fail to cultivate the one relationship that matters most, the one with themselves. Without self-respect, love can become a trap, friendship a burden, and every connection a battlefield. But when self-respect is present, love becomes freeing, friendship becomes nourishing, and every relationship becomes an opportunity for growth and joy. So how do you begin? Start small. Recognize moments where you compromise unnecessarily. Practice saying no when it matters. Celebrate your wins, honor your boundaries, and affirm your value regularly. Reflect on who you are and who you refuse to be around, and most importantly, commit to yourself, not in arrogance, but in integrity. Imagine a life where you no longer tolerate disrespect, where your relationships feel balanced, empowering, and fulfilling. Imagine waking up knowing that the way people treat you is a reflection of the respect you hold for yourself, not a reaction to your neediness or fear. Imagine connecting deeply, authentically, and freely because you have established your worth and refused to settle for less. Self-respect is not a destination. It's a lifelong practice. It requires vigilance, courage, and consistency. But the reward is immeasurable. A life of meaningful relationships, inner peace, and unshakable confidence. Every time you honor yourself, every time you assert your boundaries, every time you refuse to diminish your worth, you build the foundation for relationships that are not only meaningful, but transformative. You teach the world how to treat you. You teach yourself how to love without compromise. And ultimately, you discover that the most important relationship, the one that determines the quality of every other, is the one you have with yourself. You are worthy, you are valuable, and you deserve to be respected, not as a privilege, but as a given. When you anchor your life in self-respect, you build relationships that honor your essence, amplify your joy, and bring fulfillment that lasts.